Hey everybody, hope everybody's having another great day out there. I am in Tarpon Springs today, and sign back here says Tarpon Springs remembers. I'm going to go to a place that you will definitely remember. It's a place called Amusement Museum. They have restored all kinds of old retro pinball machines, classic 80s arcade machines, a lot of pinball machines from back in the 60s. Just a big group of machines. Not only is it a museum to look at those machines, you can pay one price and play those machines without any quarters or anything. You can play all day, in and out privileges, come and go as you please. Let's go check that out right now. And as I'm walking to the Amusement Museum, there's this big mural on the side of a building it says Tarpon Springs Remembers, and it's made out of all kinds of stonework, and kind of reminds me of the Whimsyland house that we've seen over in Safety Harbor, the cut glass pieces. And this is just crazy, incredible, incredible as I always say. It's kind of an artsy area here in downtown Tarpon Springs. This here says it's Garden Fairies, and it's got different names on here, everything from a bank all the way to Jesus and somebody named Barbara. I'm not sure if people paid to do these or they've volunteered to make these and put these up, but this is a pretty cool little sign here as you're walking down the streets here in Tarpon Springs. And here's another one of these garden artworks, squares that people have made. I'm assuming people have made this. We got a bunch of it says garlic, spinach, corn, beets, onions, carrots, all those. And Gigi would be proud of this one. Yeah, baby. And as you come in the front door, this right here is the first thing you're going to see is the world's largest pinball machine, Hercules. And they say it's not working at the moment, but they're going to get it operational eventually one day. But this is a big pinball machine, don't you think? I don't think I've seen one this large before, but they have it right here. I do like the signage in here where it says arcade up there in the big letters. And down here they even got the Star Wars pinball machine. They got the newer high-tech ones here going on. And there's an Aerosmith and an Iron Man. And this here is another one of their newer machines. And the force is definitely with this one for sure. Everybody's been lined up playing this. And they got the old Death Star in here. And it is a colorful machine. It's even got a little LED display screen here, I guess, to go out into space, and it does have the Star Wars sounds too. And here is one of their newer machines, the Ghostbusters, and that is making a comeback. Everybody likes that retro movie stuff, so this is a fairly new machine here for Ghostbusters. This place is absolutely incredible with all the pinball machines they have here. I see a Star Trek one over there, and they've also got Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man here on the table. I'm not sure what that other game is over there, but they got the table, retro table games like you used to see at Pizza Hut. And on this side, the pinball machines go way back. These are some very vintage pinball machines. This is not just a museum, but it's an actual interactive where you can come here and actually play these old retro games. And these are pretty darn cool. This is an incredible find that I found this place. This is a very old pinball machine. I used to see those in the bowling alleys. It's before the digital era of gaming. It's where the little numbers back there move around on a little wheel. So these are pretty cool. That's an old pinball company there, Williams. I don't even think they're probably even in existence anymore. But here's the Surf Champ. That's pretty retro as well. And as you can tell, and they're in pretty good condition. And it's pinball machines all the way back. I mean, it goes way back deep into this arcade. And here are some even more classic pinball machines. This is probably kind of the ones you might have seen in the Boar's Nest on the Dukes of Hazzard, because you can see the old side of these pinball machines and the way these were made back in the day. And there's one called Paul Bunyan, and this one here is called Fast Draw. And there's Captain Fantastic. Who remembers Captain Fantastic from Ballad? That's a very classic machine right there. I remember that one. I'm dating myself now. And this is a big deal here. Back in the day, it was probably a very big deal. This here particular pinball machine, retro classic pinball machines here in this arcade. They do have your old classics, your old Mortal Kombat here. And there's another Mortal Kombat. And as you can see, all the way down through there is all kinds of video consoles. Not just pinball machines. Hey, they got the old X-Men game here. That's a retro classic for sure right there. And they got the old Centipede. I remember playing Centipede all the time. And once you pay to get in here, you can play all day for the one price, enter and return. And they have the old 80s games. Here's Defender. How many remember the game Defender? That's pretty darn cool too. I'm not sure about this one here. It says Classics 2. And here's the old Atari Asteroids. This is Asteroids Deluxe. And the screen is way back in there, and it's kind of tilted with a mirror. Pretty cool. They've even got the old Atari Return of the Jedi from the original Star Wars. Original machine back here. Remember when we thought these graphics were very cool, huh? They've even got a Sega machine back here, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And I bet you that is pretty retro indeed, to say the least. Oh my goodness. Here is another old machine called Paperboy. It was probably popular back in the day. And look at those graphics. We have come a long way, haven't we? It's good to see they're restoring these machines and getting them up and going again. Now here's a machine you haven't seen in a long time. It's called Burger Time, made by Bally Midway. Way back in the day, you had to build those sandwiches there, and got the old burger guy on the side of the machine. This is just super cool that they have these machines in operation here. Here is yet another Atari Star Wars machine here at the Replay Amusement Museum, and as you can see, pretty retro. Here they have an old retro Simpsons machine. That's not too old, maybe. I'm not sure, maybe 89. But I don't think I've ever seen the Simpsons arcade game machine made by Konami. And what better thing to have for Halloween is a haunted house pinball machine right here. Pretty cool. And we talked about this machine here called Paul Bunyan, this pinball machine earlier, and they do tell me this is the oldest machine here in the building. They have 105 different arcade machines here at the Replay Amusement Museum in Tarpon Springs. Here's yet another old one on classic Joust, and gotta love the graphics on these too. And of course they have the original Pac-Man here for you to play. And right next to it, I don't know if anybody remembers this one, Baby Pac-Man. It's more or less a pinball machine. Ah yes, they have the Terminator. Oh yes, everyone's favorite right there. And with the Terminator machine, you'll definitely be back. Definitely will be back. They do have the Donkey Kong and one called Fix-It Felix Jr. I don't remember that one. It's almost like Wreck-It Ralph maybe. And they got Donkey Kong Jr. here as well. Pretty cool. Lots of games here. You could be in here all day long, and that's the whole point of it. Here are some of their prices at the Replay Amusement Museum. $13 gets you in here in the door, 13 and up, and you can play all day. Children 7 to 12 are only $7 for an all-day pass. Also here at Replay Amusement Museum, they have a late night date night. You can get 2 for $20 after 8 p.m. with unlimited plays up until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturday nights. They even have one up here open and servicing it right now, a pinball machine called No Fear. And look at the circuitry on that thing. They're going to get this one up and operational probably, maybe today. We're going to see if we can get a little AC/DC going here. It looks pretty colorful and pretty fantastic. It's very bright. And here, there's no quarters needed. You just push the old button. Now here's an old classic when I'm playing now. And Mrs. Pac-Man machine is finally available, and I'm going to give this thing a try. Haven't played Mrs. Pac-Man in years. You don't put no money in here, they're all ready to go. You pay that one price. And this Mrs. Pac-Man, she is moving. She is one fast Mrs. Pac-Man. And pretty cool indeed. You could be here all day. I used to spend a lot of time in the arcade, dropping a lot of quarters. Will I get killed? I'm only using one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other. And once again, as far as the eye can see, is pinball machines galore. And they have a lot of cool ones. There's a Metallica, there's the Walking Dead, they have the Game of Thrones, Medieval Madness, Attack from Mars, Wizard of Oz doesn't seem to be working right now, and Addams Family, and AC/DC. And they do have Q*bert. I used to play Q*bert all the time. And right next to it is a Mrs. Pac-Man / Galaga machine. You can do both of those games there. But how many remembers the old Q*bert machine? This here sign says 100 points when lit, but I'm not sure. It's a speaker. I don't know how lit the speaker's going to get that 100 points. And Tron is still popular these days. And here's the old Tron arcade game right here for you to play all day. This place is just super cool. Definitely a good place to come and spend the day, bring the family, play all day, leave and return. Lots of great games here, and there's just a good time. Well, that was my trip to the Replay Amusement Museum right here in Tarpon Springs. And there's a lot of things here around Tarpon Springs that you can go see. Little antique shops and restaurants here by this retro arcade. They have restored a lot of these old machines, and that was just absolutely incredible place. And it's one of a kind. It's the only one in this area. It's locally owned. It's not a chain. They've been here about 3 years, and that's Replay Amusement Museum, and about 105 machines. A lot of pinball machines. If you love the pinball, you love the old retro arcade machines like they used to have at Disney Quest when Disney Quest still existed. And you're over here in the Clearwater area. Tarpon Springs is not too far from Clearwater. Just look them up, go to their website, and go to their Facebook, check them out. Super nice staff. They were super busy, and you can pay for that one day to get in there, and you leave and return. They give you an armband. You can go in and out, at your leisure for the whole day for the one price. And they do have a monthly pass and a yearly pass, and all that's on their website. For $13, not too bad. Don't have to drop those quarters. I really like finding these retro places like this, and I hope you enjoy me bringing you these type places. I'm still finding more and more places to explore. I appreciate all the subscribers and all the support, all the nice comments, and just keep sharing our videos, keep leaving those comments. We really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, and always go out there and make it a great day, because you deserve it.